What is going on, guys? It's Randy here, back for week number 7 of the Extreme Battle League. We're taking on IronBoffin, coach of the Rochester Rhydons. Make sure you guys go check out his channel. I believe he's actually a part of the NPA as well, so if you want to, watch more of his, keep up with his draft league content, he'll be doing an NPA soon. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure. I haven't asked him, but I'm pretty sure I've seen it on his channel. So, yeah, this week's a bit of an interesting week for me. Coming off a 6-game winning streak in the XBL. Again, post-com this week because I am going to be in Dallas for this weekend, so didn't really have the time to edit, the videos and all that sort of thing. So, I could have probably did it, but the renders were going to take too long, and I would have to have uploaded them, all that sort of thing. So, this was the easiest way for me to do it, and as you guys will see in the PGBL, I'm doing the same thing for tomorrow's video. So, today, when this video goes up, I'll be in Dallas and Swiss rounds, 9 rounds, so it'll be a long day for me. So, hopefully, it works out, but right now our focus on this game against Boffin. His team consists of the Necrozma Dawnwings, Garchomp, Snorlax, Sylveon, Registeel, Vaporeon, Mega Aerodactyl. I'm sorry, not Mega Aerodactyl. It's actually Mega Lopunny, Salazzle, which actually was swapped for Typhlosion. So Typhlosion, Electrode, and Spinarak. Spinarak's pretty dope. It's pretty damn dope. So pretty fun team. Necrozma Dawn, Garchomp, Snorlax, Mega Lopunny. They're all a bunch of beasts. And then it's Registeel and Vaporeon, Sylveon, great core. So I got my work cut out for me this week, especially since I am actually not bringing my beasts. As you can see in this layout here, my team consists of the Machamp, the PLUSLE, the Braviary, Ninetales, Incineroar, and Debbie, the Mudsdale. Pretty fun squad. At this point, I'm pretty much locked into playoffs. Now, I don't want to stop, trying, because if I do that, it's unfair to the guys that I played earlier in the season who are still in the playoff race because, I'm essentially helping out Boffin because he doesn't have to face Mega Metagross or Naganadel. So, it may look like it won't work because look at the team. It's wild. But, it has a plan and it has a way to win. And I'll tell you right now, guys, it's very effective, and I'm sure it will work in this battle because it's post-com. I know what happens already. So, leading the way, we have Braviary, HLD, Honor, Loyalty, Dedication. We have the Careful, Bulk Up, Brave Bird, Roost substitute set. Now, this set is mainly to take advantage of his most obvious, most definite Scarf Chomp bring, because there's no doubt he's going to bring Scarf Chomp, because Scarf Earthquake deals with my two beasts, Mega Metagross and the Naganadel. Now, it's probably easily prepped for with maybe like a Shuckaberry Naganadel or even like a, an Air Balloon set, but, Dragon moves are still, a pain. So, arguably this set probably wasn't the best bring looking back at the matchup. But then again, it's a pretty damn effective set because I'm able to set up on Registeel because he's always likely to bring a Seismic Toss and Toxic set. I can set up on Vaporeon, unless he's really offensive. I can probably set up on his I can set up on Spinarak if he leads Spinarak and tries to get up Web, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, it can set up on a lot of things, so that's probably the main plan for that. Obviously, I could probably abuse some of my speed passing with it if I wanted to, but besides that, it's really just to take advantage of his Scarf Garchomp and some of his more passive mons, like maybe a more defensive Sylveon. Not Sylveon, a more defensive Vaporeon, and of course he Registeel. So nothing else to say about that. Mono Brave Bird's a little weird when he has Registeel, and I guess his that's the only resist, but Garchomp has, rough skin and stuff like that. But, if I'm at, +4, with the Roost and the Bulk Up and all that, I'll be okay. So, Mono Brave Bird will work out for sure. So, next up, we have the Incineroar, which is Flare Blitz knockoff, Low Kick, and SD. So, this Mon on paper, if it was fast, would win the game. It's my Necrozma Dawn check, because, Necrozma Dawn's a Psychic Ghost type. And it's very, very, it's kind of slow, but Incineroar is slower, but hopefully I can try to bait him with a Scarf set or an Assault Vest set, so that's kind of the plan here. Shuckaberry is to be on the lookout for that Earth Power from it, or the Garchomp, or, Earthquake from Garchomp, but, it's mainly for the Necrozma Dawn. Now, I know Necrozma Dawn could probably run Power Gem instead, but, I'm kind of taking a bit of a risk here with Shuckaberry, so, yeah, Incineroar, if I'm able to get speed passed into it, it'll win the game for sure. So I have a bunch of options with my speed passing, so hopefully that works out. Next up, we have Kurama, which of course is one of the main factors, more important members of the squad, being able to set up Aurora Veil for my PLUSLE or my my Braviary, my Incineroar, whatever. Moonblast, of course, is there to hit the Lopunny. freeze drives for Chomp, Encores for stuff like Lax. I might try to set up Registeel, Spinner Rack, maybe even Guard Chomp as well. I'm not sure. Not really Guard Chomp, but it could be effective for Guard Chomp if you want to stay in on me. Or I'm not really Guard Chomp. It's a big choice lock anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But mainly for mons that are slower that want to try like Sub or like Curse or those sorts of moves. So that's kind of the plan for that as well. But nonetheless, Kuruma's a very important team member, so I can't really let it go down early, although it is kind of checked by his Sylveon and Registeel and his Snorlax defensively. Next up, we have Debbie, the Mudsdale, running an Impish Nature Rocky Helmet set. This is my 100% check to his Mega Lopunny, 100% of the time. Earthquake, Close Combat, Toxic, and Stealth Rock. Stealth Rock is very nice for his team. For the Necrozma Dawn, for the Sylveon, the Vaporeon, potential Typhlosion, you know, stuff like that, to be able to wear down those Pokemon. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, really nothing else to say here. It does check his Garchomp as well. Earthquake is a very spammable move against his team. He doesn't have an immunity on his team, actually, which is pretty interesting. So an offensive set could have been a bring, but I mean, this is the only set to bring because Mega Lopunny is a beast, and on paper, it does actually sweep my entire not roster, but like the team I brought here. So yeah. Next up, we have, let's go with PLUSLE last. This is a show off a set. So we have Bruce the Machamp running Close Combat, Heavy Slam, Knockoff, and Bulk Up. This is, of course, this set at +2 speed. It actually does have a chance of sweeping his entire team. I probably could have squeezed in maybe what I probably should have done would probably run Flame Orb and then put Ice Punch over Bulk Up, because that would actually 100% check his entire squad. That would beat his entire squad without a doubt, because I have Close Combat for the Snorlax, Registeel, Vaporeon, you know, Lopunny, you know, stuff that's, you know, doesn't resist fighting. Heavy Slam, of course, is for Sylveon, and of course Knockoff is for his Necrozma Dawn. So, I mean, I probably should have ran that looking back at it, but I mean, this Bulk Up set would have been effective as well, because if he's like, if I have Warville up and Scarf Chomp's on me, it's not doing anything to me, so I can set up like 2 or 3 Bulk Ups on it, and then the berry would just help me out. So, and then at that point, I would pretty much wall his Lopunny, so I'd be okay with that. So that's kind of the idea behind that. So hopefully it works out. And finally, we have the Beast making her debut. I didn't nickname her for some reason. I'm not sure. We have PLUSLE, Hidden Power, Ice, Encore, Agility, and Baton Pass. Same idea with mining a couple of weeks ago. The plan is to get up Veil. Hopefully have Scarf Garchomp in on me. That way I could just, you know, get a free Agility and Baton Pass into either Incineroar, Machamp, or even, I guess, even the Braviary. So that's the plan. Mine looks so fun, man. Hopefully it works out. It's a really well-designed game plan. Like, there's really no way to start the game plan. It's kind of just try to, like, improvise until I get the opportunity for mining, or for PLUSLE, I should say. So that's kind of how it's going to work out. So hopefully it does work out. So that's the team. As you can tell here, it looks like a lot of fun. You know, it's not really 100% memes with, like, the movesets, but, like, with the mons that I brought, it's a bunch of fun mons. So hopefully it does work out here. So let's go ahead and jump into the verse recorder. And we'll see what IronBoffin decided to bring. So, looking at this team preview, we see Registeel, Mega Lopunny, Vaporeon, Garchomp, Necrozma Dawn, and the Snorlax. So, bunch of threats. There's a bunch of threats. Threats on threats on threats, you know. A bunch of annoying Pokemon. Sorry for the Lopunny sprite, or the layout. I didn't change the background. I didn't really have time to. Again, the editing's kind of short. So, pretty threatening, but there is definitely some opportunity for PLUSLE to set up, because PLUSLE can set up on Lax, it can set up on a Scarf Chomp, it can also set up on Vaporeon if I'm able to Encore it or just keep it on the field. You know, it probably won't want to stay on me, but because, you know, I'm electric type, I had to have electric stab somewhere, right? So I could probably set up on his Registeel as well if he doesn't have Earthquake, but you know, in Orville, I could take a Heavy Slam and an Earthquake, so that's pretty good for me. So, the game plan is to get up to speed. Like, I have to, because if I don't get up to speed, I can't win, because Lopunny's there. So, that's the plan. The only way I could probably deal with Lopunny is to wear it down with my my horse, or have Machamp take some, like, have a Bulk Up, or even Braviary have a Bulk Up, because otherwise, everything else would get knocked out. If I don't have a Warville up, it can one-shot my entire team outside of Mudsdale, so I have to be careful of that. It's not like Machamp can live a hit. I think Ninetales can live a hit as well, but maybe not High Jump Kick after Rock or something like that. So we have to be careful of that. So with this, you know, kind of team preview in mind, I do opt to lead with my Mudsdale, because Mudsdale gives me the best opportunity against this squad to get up, stealth rocks, or if he wants to lead Lopunny, if he wants to lead Registeel. So I figured Debbie was the right lead. If you let something like Vaporeon, that could have been bad for me, but Vaporeon's probably a little bit easier to swap into with my Machamp or even my Ninetales. So I do opt to lead with my Mudsdale. That's my best lead, I feel like. So let's go ahead and jump into this crazy match, because I'll tell you guys right now, this match is pretty crazy. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Gotta slow down a little bit. We have Stark, the Registeel, leading, so pretty damn good lead for me, as I do lead with my Debbie, the Mudsdale. So here, I do opt to go for the Stealth Rock, because I probably expect him to go for Stealth Rock of his own. So Vaporeon's annoying for my team. So knowing this, I'm not going to click Earthquake. Earthquake's too obvious. I've been playing safe the past couple of weeks, so I said, you know what, screw it. I'm not doing it live. Let's go ahead and click Toxic here. Try to catch his Vaporeon, as we actually do catch it, being his Neptune. So really strong start for me so far. Going for a Toxic, Stealth Rock damage being worn down. Don't miss Toxic, which is pretty nice for me, which is, always good. So we do catch that Vaporeon with an early Toxic. So best switch in for me now. Don't want to take a Scald. Don't want him to Wish Pass. I mean, he's not going to Wish turn 1. He has nothing to pass into. So, Machamp's the safe switch in for me. I probably should go into Ninetales, but Ninetales needs to be safe, especially with Stealth Rocks up. So, do go right into Bruce. Bruce doesn't really take much damage from these Stealth Rocks, being resisted. So, I do indeed take the Scald. If he burns me, that's cool. I get my Guts boost. If he doesn't, it's whatever. So, don't get the burn, which is, alright. So, here, bit of some mind games. I can either click Knockoff or click Close Combat. I don't think he's going to click Necrozma like hard. So, I mean, I go for Knockoff anyway to get rid of his leftovers. I do have my Figgy Berry still, so I'm not really afraid to take damage because my Berry will proc. So, goes for Scald. Keeps me right outside of that range. So, here, I'm in a bit of a predicament. I don't want Machamp to take too much damage, but at the same time, I can't switch out now because my Berry would not proc. So, I figured the best way for me to play this out would be go for Knockoff again. Because if I click Close Combat, I die to Scald. But if I don't click, if I switch out, I switch back in, I'm pretty sure that extra Stealth Rock damage wouldn't have proc my Berry. But I don't know the math on that, though. So perhaps it could have. So here, safe play, go for Knockoff, get my Berry to proc, and I click for Knockoff again. And I'm able to 1v1 this Vaporeon. So him sacking it off early kind of just shows me he didn't really value it too much, or he probably didn't expect to heal it up later. So here he goes into a Sebastian to Garchomp. So here, don't have the greatest switch-ins. My only switch-in is the Debbie, so we'll see what he opts to lock himself into, because I'm pretty damn sure it's Scarf Garchomp. Like, against my two beasts, Scarf Garchomp makes the most sense. So, goes for the Dragon Claw, pretty much telling me it probably is Scarf, because you don't really go for a prediction like that unless you try to catch something. But, we do get the Rocky Helmet chip. So here, I do go for the Earthquake, just to get some damage off on the Garchomp. He probably expected me to go for the Toxic, but Earthquake here does a pretty damn respectable amount to this Registeel, as you can tell from this damage right here. Pretty damn good chunk to it. So here, pretty damn good start. Debbie's doing the work, catching the Vaporeon, of course, getting some damage on his Registeel. So he doesn't have a ground immunity, so I can pretty much click Earthquake for free whatsoever. Really no drawback at all. Goes for the Earthquake of his own, and it's going to do no damage to me because I took that Dragon Claw and got that +1 boost. So Debbie is definitely putting in the work. And she can fire back with an Earthquake and knock out the Registeel. So two of his passive Mons out of the way. Kind of a good thing, but also kind of a bad thing, because those were two Mons that my PLUSLE could easily set up on. So, but the number game is definitely in my favor nonetheless. So the Beast comes in. Necrozma on screen. Oh my goodness. I actually haven't faced one at all, ever. So here, I want to save my Mudsdale because, I had to save it for Lopunny. So here, I figured the best sack was Machamp. Now, I know this was kind of bad because Machamp was potentially one of my only ways to win with my my baton passing. It also was my 100% counter to his Snorlax. Or I guess check, more so, in case he gets up curses. So, bit of a risky, arguably a misplay on my part, but I kind of trusted myself to not lose to Snorlax. So here I go into Incineroar. Kind of have to bluff the Assault Vest or bluff the Choice Scarf because, if he, Power Gem, I'm pretty sure I died to it. So I do opt to click the Knockoff here as he brings in his Snorlax, which is good for me because knocking off a berry is always nice for me. So knocking off a berry is almost like killing the Snorlax, which is awesome. So we do see he actually is Assault Vest, which is really weird to me. Assault Vest is like really strange, but I guess he tried to check more of my special attackers. So there, I can just I took some time after that turn to try to see if I try to get him to believe I was Choice Scarf. So I took some time with that turn. I clicked low kick after that, and I surprise killed the Snorlax. He probably thought I was Choice Scarf and Incineroar. I'm not sure though. So here, Lopunny comes in. Don't have a switch into that thing. I go ahead and go into my Mudsdale, looking pretty damn good. 3v5, pretty confident. But the thing is that the only problem is my Lopunny can still sweep the game because I don't have a Scarfer and Stealth Rockers are up. So that's the only problem about this. So here he makes a pretty good read, goes straight for the high jump kick. And that's pretty huge because if I had to save Debbie for this turn, let's say if I had sacked off my, let's say my Braviary or something, that could have been, you know, better for me. But high jump kick definitely does put my Mudsdale in range of a return, even after the defense boost. And my poor Debbie does go down, but she did a lot of work, so not sad. So here I'm kind of running out of options. So I go into my Braviary. I have to bait the Scarf because, you know, I just have to. So I do click my Brave Bird here on the Garchomp. And that was a good switch. I probably could have subbed, but it probably wouldn't have made the biggest difference in the world. So, you know, I go for the, you know, the Brave Bird, which is cool. I am able to get off a good chunk to that Garchomp, considering I'm careful nature. So I'm pretty good HP. He's a leftover. He's like, damn, he wasn't a Scarf. You know, I'm sure he was thinking that. So I do go for the Brave Bird again. And now this could have been a misplay as well because if Garchomp had locked himself in the Dragon Claw, that's fine. I can go into Ninetales. If he goes for Earthquake, I'm immune to it. So on that turn, I probably should have either clicked Roost or Bulk Up because there was really no problem with letting my Braviary take the hit. So that was also another misplay on my part, but no big deal. Garchomp goes down. Now it's 2v4, looking pretty good. But the only problem is with these two beasts here, PLUSLE's opportunity to set up is very minimal. So I have to get up Aura Veil, and I just have to beat him with my Veil. That's the only way I'm going to win this game because I have to have the bulk to take the hits. So that's my game plan from here. Get up the Veil and hopefully win. So comes in, knocks out my Braviary. Cool stuff. I could have probably done something with it better if I had, you know, tried to predict that Garchomp. So, because there was no way he's lock himself in Dragon Claw when I had Ninetales back there. So probably should have expected that to be a bit of a better case. But nonetheless, I bring in my Ninetales. I have to just hope he doesn't click high jump kick or he misses or whatever. So he does switch out, probably expecting a Scarf or doesn't want to risk the kill. But it was probably expecting the Scarf, so I do go for the Moonblast 100% in case he does miss high jump kick or whatever, or I live a return. So Moonblast does relatively no damage to this Necrozma. I do drop a special attack though, which is pretty clutch. So take some hail damage, and here I can safely click my Aura Veil to give my PLUSLE the best chance to set up. That's my only hope, because I think with Aura Veil, I'm sure PLUSLE could take one hit and then Baton Pass into my Incineroar. So that's the plan. Go for the Aura Veil, as he does go for the Moongeist Beam, and the best possible thing happened on this turn. The best possible, you know, thing. Moongeist Beam goes off the Ninetales and actually gets a critical hit, which is the best thing that could have happened because this allows me to get a free switch in, and it allows me to use my free, I think 6 or 7 turns of my Aura Veil, which is huge. So here I bring it in. It's PLUSLE, the beast. We're going for it. So here I click Agility. It's my only play. I'm not sure what he's going to do, so I click the Agility here. My Incineroar can outspeed his last two if I just pass him an Agility. And here he goes for the Substitute, and I'm like, oh my gosh. PLUSLE is about to shut down this Necrozma because I do have the Encore, as you guys saw. And if I Encore this Necrozma, the game is over. Because all I have to do is Baton. I have to Agility again because Incineroar only has 36 speed DB, so I won't be able to outrun Mega Lopunny at +2. So I have to go for another Agility. So I Encore him into Substitute. He's stuck in there. So now all I have to do is Agility again, Baton Pass, and the game should be over. I believe I have like 4 turns of Aura Veil left, so if I'm not mistaken. But here I kind of just had a brain fart. So when I had the team sent to me in my Discord, I thought my Incineroar had enough speed to outrun Mega Lopunny at +2, but it was actually Machamp. My Incineroar didn't have that much speed, so I thought I was going to be able to outrun Mega Lopunny. So that was dumb. I brought in my Incineroar, and that's what happened. So I actually can't outspeed Lopunny, which is bad. So I told myself, okay, let's go back into PLUSLE. Maybe I can try to set up Agility again and bring it in and win the game. So it's really tight because Veil's running out. Encore is about to end soon because he can either read my Encore again or go into Lopunny. So I do go for the Encore again in case he stays in. He does stay in. and I have to go for agility twice now without him bringing a low bunny, but I'm sure he's going to know that. So that huge brain fart ended up costing me for sure, but there's still a chance if he throws the game here. But then again, he does have fake out on low bunny, and I had 2 take stealth rocks, so there could be a chance he could just keep sacking, keep switching, and get fake out kills. So that's always a possibility. So go for my first agility. I'm pretty sure at this point he understands that I have to go for another one. So you know, I can't make the read because it's just risky. So I go for it again, as he does actually make a switch into his Mega Low Bunny. And as you can see here, even if I had hidden power iced after rocks, it wouldn't have been a 2-shot. So got my agility up. Probably going to take a fake out on this turn. Aura Veil, I believe, only has 1 turn of Veil left. So I actually just run out there on that turn. So yeah, 1 turn left. So goes for the fake out. Does 2 shots of PLUSLE from there. And you know, he's going to be faster unless he has quick attack. So I'm assuming he's probably going to go into his Necrozma, but he does reveal the quick attack, and my PLUSLE does go down. So that huge error on my part ended up costing me the game. If I had just clicked agility twice, the game would have been over because my Incineroar would have been at 50%. I wouldn't have taken any damage. I would have knocked off twice. Would have just won the game. But unfortunately, I just had a brain fart, and yeah, so a bit of a frustrating game, you know. I played really well throughout the game. I had some 50-50s I got right too with like the scarf bait, so like, you know, some of it was on him, I guess, but like, I don't know, man, it was kind of frustrating because, you know, I played so well. I brought a team that was so whack. Like, he did not expect any of this. He told me after. You know, it just kind of sucks that like I'm losing games like this, like losing games because I don't think too much, and like it wasn't even live recorded either, so like I had time to focus, but like you know, I hate losing games like this when I lose it myself because, you know, I mean, I don't mind losing when I get outplayed, outprepped, you know, even haxed. But, like, stuff like this, like, I just, it's really frustrating, you know. And this goes back to a couple weeks ago when I threw that game against Root. So, like, I've been having these, like, lack of focus kind of moments here. And, you know, it's kind of frustrating, you know. I've been having some thoughts about it. You know, I've been playing a lot of VGC, having a lot of fun with that, you know. And my draft leagues are kind of coming second nature. Not second nature, but, like, they're not my biggest priority, you know, and it's actually the stuff I upload. So it's kind of a tilt I'm on right now in these draft league matches, you know. Again, going back to my misplay, all I had to do agility twice. Now, even if I had just went with my 1 agility, seeing as how he had fake out and quick attack, honestly, what I could have done is try to just win the game with my +2 Incineroar there because, you know, he would probably assume I'm running like max speed Incineroar. So if I knocked off the Necrozma there, he most likely sacks it there. Either that or he goes into his low bunny on the second knockoff to try to catch the knockoff and live it and then fake out quick attack to try to wear me down. But, you know, it all comes down, if I had just tried to go for a game with that, he would probably be scared of me outrunning his low bunny. But the thing is, he would have to stall out Veil, which I'm pretty sure I had enough turns to take the hit. So basically what could have happened, if I had tried to go for a game with just a +2 speed, I knock off the sub, break the sub, he still subs again, right? Well, actually, maybe it wouldn't have been game because if I knocked off, he would have to sub again. So sub comes back up. He could probably stall out Veil. But at that point, you know, I probably should have just went for game, man. Like, I should have just went for it because, you know, there's no point in going back into PLUSLE. So I made a huge brain fart. I mean, I guess I can't say 100% for sure I would have won the game if I clicked agility twice. But I don't know why I didn't, you know. I guess I probably could have went for just for the +2 Incineroar. You know, I made some misplays earlier in the game with like Braviary and Ninetales, but you know, it is what it is. Had a fun game, a little bit frustrating. I lost that way, but you know, nonetheless, it was a great game. IronBoffin, make sure you guys check out his channel, and yeah, I'll be back next week because these last 2 weeks of the XBL, not really important in terms of playoffs because I'm pretty sure we're gonna make playoffs unless I make a huge like 6-0 losses the next 2 weeks and I get like, you know, destroyed. But we're playing 2 of like, you know, the coolest guys in the league. We got Kyle A next week, Miami Down fans, and then we got Kelly under the radar in week 9, so it'll be a fun match. I mean, everyone else is cool in this league. Everyone's great, but like, you know, these next 2 matches are the ones I've been looking forward to the most. So hopefully it's a fun end of the season, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I get off of this tilt, and yeah, we take our first loss in the XBL, move to 6-1. But yeah, hopefully I'll see y'all next week for the XBL and PGBL, and I'll catch y'all next week. Go Rangers.